Every culture needs a leader, and you are the leader of your culture. It's time to get over yourself and really begin putting yourself out there. In order to build a real culture, you need to establish yourself as its leader, which means you need to establish yourself as an authority figure. An authority figure in the business world is someone who knows what the heck they're talking about. And in your culture, in your authentic self core genius, that's you. In order for people to join your culture, to get behind your mission and share your vision, they're going to want to feel a connection to you directly. They're going to want to feel a kinship with you, a shared history, or a shared goal. And they won't be able to feel any of that if you are anonymous. It's important you find some way to express yourself in a public, out on a limb sort of way. That can be just about anything, as long as it reaches your audience in a meaningful and personable way. In my experience, nothing works to build a culture like a video featuring you, short of meeting people in person, of course. Take these videos, for example. Now, I chose this format because it was the most direct route to forging a personal relationship with you, albeit a one-way relationship. You see me, but I can't see you. You may need to step outside your comfort zone for this one, right? Especially if you've never made a video like this before. But trust me when I tell you, you will never get where you want to go if you stay in your comfort zone. But videos, not for everybody, okay? There are plenty of other options to connect with your audience, and I'll be outlining them in a lesson in the next stage. Next, you want to be publicly accessible. When potential fans, potential customers find you, they're going to look you up. They're going to expect to find plenty of personal information about you on your website. They'll expect to find social accounts on Twitter or Facebook. And in many cases, they're going to expect to find a well-documented LinkedIn profile. Now, you don't have to have all these things, but make sure you have at least one or two. And make sure they're complete and active. I decided early on to embrace the idea of being a public figure. I try to be active on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, though I am in no way a social media guru. But anyone who looks me up will find a well thought out array of social accounts and content on my own site. I've created a video series that really puts my brand out on a limb. I've developed social accounts that are fully public and express me from a purely positive vantage point. I never post anything negative or disparaging. I never complain publicly or whine about anything, because those kinds of posts will only reflect negatively on me. My LinkedIn profile is complete and robust with all the information about me that anyone could want. I'm fully out there, completely exposed to the world. Now, I've embraced my strengths and my personality, and chances are people will either love me or hate me. And that's what you want. See, entrepreneurs are afraid to alienate people because they're afraid of losing potential customers. But this approach is so damaging, and here's why. By being brutally open and honest about who I am, people who are not into what I'm into will see it immediately and leave immediately. I don't waste their time, and they don't waste mine. And people who are into my vision and mission aren't merely open to it, you're uber excited about it. I'm speaking your language because my message is concise. I am speaking directly to you because I designed this culture to fit a particular kind of person. You. I'm not merely a service provider, I'm a rock star. And I don't simply get customers, I get cheering fans. Now, compare that to the entrepreneur who broadens her message so as not to alienate anyone. She is not speaking directly to her best customer. So her best customer doesn't see or hear those nuggets of gold that make the authentic connection. She's speaking broadly, and the customers that do choose her over other broad-speaking competitors can easily be swayed to someone else over some shiny new feature or a drop in price. Not exactly a fan base. And even worse, her broad message widens the audience that she has to speak to, and she now has to weed through requests and interrogations from prospects who are merely lukewarm to her offering. A good portion of these will never become customers because once they get through all the fluff, it will eventually become clear they're not a fit, but she won't know that up front. She'll have to go through the litany of features and benefits, nickeling and diming so as to not to be undersold. I know this all too well because that's how I used to do it. My Fuel Blue message was much too broad, And I often had to sit through phone calls or sales meetings with prospects just to see if there was a fit. It was torturous, and it wasted a lot of time. By simply setting myself up as an authority in my concise, specific, authentic little niche, I don't have to waste my time or anyone else's time. I've created Be a Rockstar for you. You are an entrepreneur that wants to build or transform into a business based on your authentic self, your core genius, creating extreme value for the core people in your culture.